Good morning. So today I'd like to bring you the message for the 11th of August. These messages are timeless, and whenever you come across them, there will be something here for you. If you would like to sit or to lay down, if you would like to open your energy, connect to your essence, and ground into the central sun of Middle Earth, then this is for you. You are allowed to choose again, beloved soul. There comes a moment when you realize that you are no longer required to keep choosing something simply because you have chosen it before. People change, circumstances change, what you need changes, and sometimes the most honest thing you can do is to pause and ask yourself, does this still belong in my life, in the life I am creating? There is no failure in asking that question. You are not betraying your past by allowing your present self to know something your former self could not have known. Every experience teaches us. Some teach us what we desire. Some reveal what we cannot continue to carry. Some experiences show us where we have been giving too much of ourselves away. Others introduce us to possibilities we could never have imagined before we had walked through the experience. Wisdom is not simply remembering what happened. Wisdom is allowing what happened to change the way we choose again. Today, give yourself permission to reassess without guilt. Perhaps there is something you have outgrown, a role you have been performing, an expectation you have been carrying, a belief about yourself that belonged to an earlier chapter of you, a way of relating to someone that no longer feels honest. You do not have to make a dramatic announcement. Sometimes change begins quietly within. You simply stop arguing with what you already know. There is great freedom in that moment. You may realize that you want something different now, not because what came before was wrong, but because you are different. The person who made yesterday's choices was working with yesterday's information, yesterday's needs, and yesterday's understanding. Meet that version of yourself with compassion. Then allow the person standing here today to have a voice. Your life is not a contract you signed with your former self. You are allowed to choose again and choose differently. You are allowed to say, this matters to me now. This no longer feels right. I need something different. I am ready for more. I am ready for less. I do not know yet, but I am willing to discover. There is no shame in changing direction. A river does not fail because it curves. It simply continues towards the sea. Perhaps you have been waiting for something different before giving yourself permission to move differently. But certainty often comes after the choice, not before it. Sometimes you take one honest step to discover that the path becomes clearer beneath your feet. That does not mean acting impulsively. It means allowing your inner truth to participate in your decisions. Listen to the places where your energy expands. Listen also to the places where you repeatedly feel yourself becoming smaller. Pay attention to the difference between discomfort that accompanies growth and discomfort that comes from continually betraying yourself. One will stretch you, the other will diminish you. Your body often knows the difference before your mind can explain it. Today, do not override that knowing simply because another person may not understand. Your life does not need to make perfect sense to anybody else. Some choices are deeply personal. Some changes are only visible from within. And sometimes the people around us understand our transformation only after we have already begun to live it. Let that be okay. You are not required to obtain unanimous approval before becoming more truthful. Your responsibility is not to remain the same so that everyone else feels comfortable. Your responsibility is to remain in honest relationship with yourself. This may mean choosing peace where once you chose conflict, choosing rest where once you chose relentless effort, choosing visibility where once you may have hid, choosing privacy where once you may have over-explained, choosing connection where once you may have withdrawn, choosing yourself where once you may have disappeared. There is no single correct direction. There is only the invitation to become increasingly honest about what allows you to live with integrity. And remember, choosing again does not mean you have to know where the choice will lead you to. You may take a step without processing the entire map. You can change your mind when new information arrives. You can pause. You can begin. You can begin again. Life remains alive because you remain capable of choice. So today, if something within you has been quietly asking for permission to change, listen. Perhaps you do not need to act immediately. Perhaps you simply need to stop telling yourself that you are not allowed to. Let possibility enter the room. Let your present self, speak. And let the future be shaped not only by what you have inherited, but by what you are consciously choosing now. You are not trapped inside an old version of your story. You are still writing it. And every honest choice becomes another line. And the closing affirmation for today: I honor everything my journey has taught me, while allowing myself to choose from wisdom of who I am today. I release guilt around changing, growing, and becoming more truthful. I trust myself to make choices that honor my values, my peace, and the life I am now ready to create. And just simply rest your hand on your heart and say the following: I am allowed to choose again. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to become more fully myself. Allow yourself to choose what feels right. Allow yourself to pause and allow yourself to grow into new direction, one that honors your path, one that honors your soul and allows you to shine in the sovereign presence of who you are. Ishan Kina Karaun, Urai Kiai Shukokwai, Ansiki Kianahara Oroun, Unsuko Kiai Kiana Sunaha, Ara Sunshu I Ina Kara Araura, Ina Kanasi, Ishukokwai, Ina Ara Unasun, Shui Kiai Kianahan. Stand in your truth. Stand in your honor. Shine your sovereignty and choose in the moment what feels right, what feels guided, what feels aligned, even if that choice is different. Until we meet again, namaste.